Morning guys, I am this morning off to Alton in Hampshire to Barnstormer b.m.w and you get a luggage rack. The roads are not so nice this morning, they're quite slippery. We had torrential rain and a bit of a thunderstorm going on. So rather than taking the car, and based off one of my previous videos about getting a little bit more experience on the bike in the wetter conditions, thought I'd take the bike. Now there is rain expected, and you see in the distance there's quite a bit of rain going on up there. It's Arundel Cathedral again, just over there, look, and the castle to the right hand side. So the sat nav saying it's going to take about an hour. It is morning rush hour, so I think probably it's going to take about an hour. I'm not sure exactly where it is. River Arun. Yeah, so Barnstormer, you may have seen it in some of the videos. If you watch motorcycling videos on YouTube, you'll see Baron von Grumble goes there quite a lot. Who else? Chris Brown, I think his name's Chris Brown, is a YouTuber. Really nice guy actually. I've never met him but really like his videos. Been watching him for a while, and I think he's just teamed up with Barnstormer to do a trek into Scotland or something. From knowledge, he's relatively new into riding, like within a year, so for him to trek and do stuff like that, take my hat off to him. A lot of respect. Something that I think most cyclists would really dream on doing. It's like all these things, in order to get there you've got to put yourself out there. Don't know whether you saw then, just the cathedrals to our left. Fucking ugh. So I'm making the assumption, I know I'm heading in roughly the right direction. A lot of debris on this road. A bit of sunshine. This road is ridiculous. I really enjoy driving down these country lanes, but it's really difficult, especially at this time of the year where the roads are being dried and then shit all over the roads. And then those round every corner. West Marsden, South Alton. To get my new helmet today, which would be nice. That means my visor won't be fogging up and it'll allow room for all this stuff in my helmet. I think the South Coast is really underrated in terms of the quality of the riding. Big lorry up here, look. Oh, there's a bus. One thing that most people don't appreciate or completely forget about as a car driver, or don't have the ability to see, is over the hedges, which you really are privy to on a motorbike. I mean, check this out. This is like driving through France. I headed down to Limoges a few years ago. It's very much like this. A bit drier, I might add. Their roads were a bit better. Roland's Castle up there. I mean, look at this road. Lovely, really twisty. I'm literally heading towards that rain cloud. I've seen some videos, even on YouTube, there's no right and wrong with this. We're getting incredibly frustrated with riders riding slow. I was conscious of not mentioning too much about road safety. I'm not an expert rider by any stretch of the imagination. In a situation like this, you can get ratty at the pole front, or you can just have a look around, really appreciate the scenery. I mean, look at this woodland. This is simply stunning. In my eyes, of course. You know, people travel down to Germany to experience some fantastic woodland rides all over Europe. It literally is on their doorstep. So I said I wanted to test out my kit, and I guess that's what I'm going to be doing now. Put some of the heated grips on. I think we're headed into one of my favourite villages now, South Harting. Funny story about this, I was working up here once, and there's a pub called the White Horse up here on the left. I think it's the White Horse. Anyway, this lady made the best ever steak and ale pie I think I've ever had in my life. I think it's this White Hart. Just a recommendation for anyone, if anyone's looking at checking out some other videos, some that I've seen on YouTube which are really good. If you don't know already who Casey Neistat is, don't even know if he's blogging anymore or vlogging. He's like the master of good quality vlogging. My last Ironman journey, learned a lot from his vlogs in the way that I did my vlogs. Now these bike videos, aren't intended to be vlogs, so I'm not going to be recording it every day out on the bike following the Sussex roads, but just really an opportunity for me to put this, share this out there with people that follow my existing work. Thinking about doing some videos at some point based around therapy on a bike. It's really quite a taboo subject. Therapy here in the UK. I think a lot of men especially get on a bike at a weekend. It's a form of like relaxation and just to get out, to burn off some of that pent energy, to get their adrenaline fix, just to experience and have some alone time. And I really subscribe to that. You know, there is nothing better than jumping on a bike. I think it's a similar way in which people enjoy golf or riding. Petersfield. Really pretty. In a similar way in which people go riding or hacking over the downs or mountain biking, just getting out. I think this offers a very similar dynamic. Really weird camber in that road there. I lived up here when I was in the military a little while, just outside Winchester. Didn't really get the opportunity to see much of the countryside, to be honest, which was annoying. And I guess reflection really does offer a lot, doesn't it? How things might have changed. I joined the army to educate, to gain life experience. I was relatively immature at 16. I'd say I was incredibly fortunate growing up and have quite a sheltered lifestyle. I thought most people, it was common to go to the Caribbean on holiday. I thought that was normal. So when I joined the army, decided to go through military college in Arborfield again, not too far away from here, to be honest. And nice McLaren. I remember waking up on the first morning really wondering what I'd let myself in for. I think my early days, there was a lot of stuff going on, really challenged me. This road surface is hideous. You can't feel it underneath, but you see like literally where it's worn away, maybe by flooding. Yeah, really challenged everything that I'd been taught. And of course, as you can imagine, it made me feel really uncomfortable. I think everyone, although everyone was obviously in a similar boat, we all had our own challenges that we had to resolve and get over. Quite happy to admit that it wasn't easy for me at all. Say that there's times in our life that we would like to go back and change, but I'd probably say I didn't take advantage of being in the military as much as really I could have. You know, the endless opportunities, and I guess we do the best with what we can at the time, don't we? Based on their knowledge and knowns, but there was so much more that I could have done. So I spent 6 months in Canada. I was attached to the Coldstream Guards, and they were doing an exercise. Look at this one, there must be a railway line above here. Or maybe not. They did an exercise, and I remember thinking that I just didn't want to do it. I was thinking of all the things that could potentially get me out of doing that exercise. I ended up doing it in the end, but put up so much resistance in terms of actually doing it or wanting to do it, that it made the actual event itself, the exercise, really unenjoyable. But reflecting back, should I have shifted my mindset a little bit? It would have had a really fundamental change in how that would have played out. And it's a shame really, because well, there's loomies up there, look. Might swing up there for a cup of tea or coffee. Yeah, so it's a shame we don't take advantage of certain things and opportunities when they come our way. And I know that there's so many people that are caught in that trap of still not taking advantage of opportunities, still not taking advantage of things that they can be doing in their life they're hoping to do later. I just really don't subscribe to that way of living anymore. You know, I did for years. Either come up with a number of reasons why I shouldn't, or come up with the reasons why perhaps it would be better to do it at a later date. And the truth is, the only right time to do it is when you're thinking about it. The right time is now. There can always be reasons why not to do something. You know, I had my son when I was in my early 20s. The timing was not right, but we made it work, made it happen. You know, there were points in his early childhood where, as a family, we were on the breadline, you know. And my wife's, must be a private airfield there, look. My wife's mother used to drop off food parcels at the door and knock and run away because she knew how it might offend me, I guess. At the time I was holding down 3 jobs, working 18-hour plus days sometimes. Really not a great time in my life. There's something wrong with this driver. I don't know if you can see, he's all over the place. But it's probably on the phone. It's those times that really make us strong. So now, where possible, really avoid holding back or delaying on anything. If there's an opportunity to do something, or there's an invitation, I really embrace or grasp those opportunities, because tomorrow that chance may have gone. And the older we get in our lives, I think the more we cling on to the opportunities that get given to us, because I think they reduce in number. I think the invitations are no longer as frequent. I can see it with people, especially my clients who perhaps north of 60. The deer in the road hit by a car. Exactly what I said. The clients I work with that are over 60, I can see it in them where they're clinging on to those opportunities where perhaps either not as frequent or not there as much. And literally any opportunity that happens, they're on it. You know, they're accepting everything. When you really listen to people, certainly in their later days, 80s and 90s, really does provide a wealth of knowledge and feedback on really what we should be doing. And I don't think there's enough contact nowadays really with youth and seniors, especially in this country. I find it a little bit upsetting in that there is that natural thing that as soon as a person gets old, they stick them away in a nursing home to rot. And I know there's some fantastic nursing homes out there, but look at this guy. He's probably on the phone, isn't he? Has to be. If I look at some of my older family members, or people that have, you know, older generations of mine, they've lived with the families. And of course there's certain times where that just doesn't work. It's not a practical solution, but You're sticking someone in a nursing home at 500 quid a week plus. I think really there are some other alternatives that could be made. The younger people now are just so disconnected. I think more so the closer that you live to the cities. I was given a talk at an event I had teachers in recently. Speaking to one of the teachers, and they said that some of their children had not seen the sea. Now, I get the fact that if you're in Central America or the United States of America and you're smack bang in the middle of it, that may not, again, be a viable option because of the distance. In Central England, you can go left or right, east or west, and you're going to hit the sea within a couple of hours. You know, Wales, the sea's relatively close in all directions, obviously apart from east. Oh, we're here. Here we are, Barnstormer.